Do you believe in buy and hold? This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research, and that's the question we're going to explore in this video. So, do you actually believe in buy and hold? I remember that when I first started studying with Dr. Van Tharp in 2011, there was a lot of discussion in one of his workshops about this question. And it turns out that for such a short and simple question, there's really a lot to unpack around the answer. And to give our exploration of the question a sense of focus, we're going to use Dr. Van Tharp's belief examination paradigm. Essentially, this is a question about beliefs that we're asking in this video. And as one of the world's foremost trading psychologists, examining beliefs around trading was one of Dr. Tharp's areas of expertise. Now, to set the stage for this exploration, I want to highlight that one of the things Dr. Tharp was very clear on is that there are no right or wrong beliefs in this arena. There may be useful or unuseful beliefs, there may be examined beliefs or unexamined beliefs, but no right or wrong beliefs. Instead, part of Dr. Tharp's approach to examining beliefs is to ask ourselves the question, what does this belief get me into? And what does this belief get me out of? So let's first look at the question of what does this belief get me into? So if we believe in buy and hold, some of the things that this belief would get us into are classic asset allocation, using probably a mix of stocks and bonds that's going to be overseen by a professional advisor. Typically, they charge 1 to 2% per year. That's going to get us into holding positions without stops, which typically means we will end up holding through market crises, hoping that the markets will recover eventually. And also, this is going to give us a range of results that we can measure with statistics, and some common and simple statistics or metrics are typically return, maximum drawdown, and return to drawdown ratio. So before we answer the question, what does this belief get me out of, let's take a look at some of the results that we could get from buy and hold. So here is the buy and hold return from an all-world 60/40 stock bond portfolio created by etfreplay.com. This is a backtest from December 31st, 2002 to April 11th, 2024. The green line is the 60/40 buy and hold return, and the blue line is the S&P. The chart on the right summarizes the results. So for 60/40 buy and hold, we have a total return of 320.9%, a compounded annual growth rate of 7%, a maximum drawdown of minus 35.4%. That gives us a return to drawdown balance of, ratio of 9.1. Our ending balance there, that's a hypothetical account starting with $100,000 and growing for 20 years at the CAGR. So we end up with a ending balance of $386,968. Now, we could also ask ourselves another question from Dr. Van Tharp, and that is, do these results meet our objectives? Now, of course, that would assume that we've clearly defined our objectives. Dr. Tharp always said you must trade a system that fits you, and to do that, you must know what your objectives are. Now, it does take some thought and reflection and planning to clearly define our objectives, and Dr. Tharp found that most people don't do that work, which may be connected to why the failure rate in learning to trade is close to 90%. And so we could say that one thing that buy and hold gets us out of is having to define our objectives. So let's go back to our list and we'll add that to the column, what does this belief get me out of? Now, of course, defining one's objectives is just a start, but to achieve them would take investing in oneself in two ways. So the first way would be the psychological reflection involved in understanding yourself and your response to investment systems with various size of return, size of drawdowns, length of drawdowns, month-to-month volatility, etc. And the second would be the investment in the education necessary to build an investment system that does meet one's objectives. The other thing that buy and hold gets you out of is the time that it takes to develop and implement a system. Of course, there's more that we could add to this list. There's more that we could also add to the list of things on the left column as well, but I want to pause here and ask a question. What could we do if we don't like the range of results from buy and hold, if we don't like paying advisory fees, if we don't like holding through market crises and hoping the markets will recover? What could we do if we were willing to spend 15 minutes a month implementing a simple system that was already developed and researched by others and is easy and cost efficient to learn? What could our range of results be then? So in the same way that we quantified the results for buy and hold, let's quantify some results for this question. Here are the backtest results from that same all-world 60/40 stock bond portfolio, but now we've added a very simple investment system to our approach that's based on moving averages. Moving averages are, of course, a very common concept in trading that many people are familiar with, and they've been very well researched in the academic market literature going back decades. This is a system that takes about 15 minutes per month to implement. It's a simple system with a simple set of rules, so it's simple to learn, and it's a low-cost investment in one's education. The system basically uses moving averages to evaluate the market conditions and suitability of each investment in the portfolio, and it rebalances on a monthly basis. So this backtest is from the same time frame we looked at earlier. The green line is the system performance and the blue line is the 60/40 buy and hold, and the chart on the right summarizes the results. When we look at the numbers, what we've really accomplished here is a huge reduction in maximum drawdown from 35.4% to 12.7%. We've got the same CAGR, but now we've cut our maximum drawdown by approximately 2/3. So that means we've got a big jump in our return to drawdown ratio. So if we don't like sitting through market crises, hoping the market's going to bounce back eventually, this could be a good system for us. Now, what if we had clearly defined our objectives and we knew that we didn't mind a larger drawdown, but we wanted a greater return? What could we do then? Well, here are the backtest results from that same all-world 60/40 stock bond portfolio, but now we've added a simple investment system to our approach that's based on momentum instead of moving averages. The concept of momentum has also been very well researched in the academic market literature, going back for decades, and this system essentially over or underweights the S&P or bonds based on momentum. Again, this system takes about 15 minutes per month to implement, very easy to learn, very low cost. This backtest is from the same time frame that we looked at earlier. Here the green line is again the system performance, and the blue line on the equity curve is 60/40 buy and hold, and the chart on the right summarizes the results. Here we've got a return of 564.5%, CAGR of 9.3, maximum drawdown minus 31.7, return to drawdown ratio 17.8, and ending balance of 592,000. So to summarize, what we've accomplished here is a big jump in our total return and our ending balance. Notice the CAGR only increased by 2.3%, but we've increased our total return by 243.6% and our ending balance by more than 200,000 over 20 years. That's some pretty impressive results. So to summarize, let's return to our original question. Do you believe in buy and hold? And again, I want to emphasize that there is no right or wrong answer to this question. There may be useful beliefs and unuseful beliefs in this area, but there are no right or wrong beliefs in this arena. The sense that I get from talking with some investors is that they don't believe in buy and hold, but they feel stuck with that approach because it's what everyone else is doing, or they feel it's too hard to do anything else. They don't have the time to do something different. They don't know what else to do. Now, of course, those statements are also beliefs, and one could also run those beliefs through Dr. Tharp's belief examination paradigm. But at the end of the day, the takeaway from all of this is that having the willingness to examine our beliefs opens up a world of possibility that we might not otherwise have access to. It puts us in a place of choice. We can choose buy and hold, we can choose something else, but we're not stuck. We're at choice in the matter of creating our financial future, meeting our financial goals, and creating a sense of success and happiness in our financial lives. This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research. Thank you very much for watching, and happy investing.